In my previous presentation, I have shown you how to use variable in Python language. In this video, I am going to discuss you about the simple input-output operation within Python version 3 programming language. Let's start with input function. In Python 3.x, to get the input from user, you can use built-in function input. So whenever you want to accept some data or values from the user, you have to use this function. Syntax of input function is like that. Suppose you have some variable equal to, you have to write input first bracket open close. So when the program will run, it will ask you for the input. So you have to give some values, whether it may be an integer or a string or a decimal number, decimal fraction number, and that is to be stored within some variable. The same line can be written like this: some variable equal to input. You have to write a message within a double quotes. When the program is waiting for the input, it will show you this message. For example, enter any number, or enter your age, or enter some amount. So this kind of message has to be written within the double quotes. Then the program will be in more readable format. So come, let me show you how to take input from user in Python programming language. So this is the ideally, just write down a equal to input first bracket open close, give enter. So it will ask you for some input. Suppose I am giving 50 and then press enter. So now if you print command is used to print the content of a. So just write down print within bracket a and then give enter. It will show you 50. So now if you write a equal to, suppose input within bracket, write down enter any number. So I'm writing number in short, no dot bracket end, then enter. Look, it is asking for a integer value or any number, and it is showing this message, enter any number. So write any number, say 23, and then press enter. So if you print the variable a, now you will get 23. So this is how you take input in Python, by using the input command or input function. Next, come to the output function. So the print function that I have shown you just now of Python 3.x is a way to send output to standard output device, that is a monitor. So the syntax is just write down print object. That's mean the variable, it may be a variable or a multiple comma separated objects. It may be a string enclosed within double inverted comma. And separator means if you want to separate the object with some separator or punctuations, whatever it is. By default, a single space is used as separator. And the end means after displaying the values of the object or the simply the objects, it will print a corresponding character or symbol. By default, whenever you use print statement, /n, that is a new line, is automatically executed after the print statement. That is, after the print statement, the control goes to the next line. But if you write end equal to single bracket open close, then the control will remain at the same line. So let me show you some example, then it will be clear for you. Let's create a file first. Go to file, new file. Let me write the code over here. Say demonstration of simple input and output statement. So let's take a variable a, write down input first bracket open, write down enter any number. Now I want to print this variable, so what you have to do, just write down print, and within double quotes the value is double inverted comma n, just give a comma, this is a separator, and write down a. So whatever written within the double inverted comma, that will be directly displayed into the monitor, and since a is not within inverted comma, so it will show the value of the variable a. Then you can just close the parenthesis and give an enter. So after that line, suppose I am writing end, bracket close. So first save the file, go to file, save, choose any folder. Let me create a folder ytpy, give any name, say IO for input output, save. Now run the program by pressing F5, or you can just click on run tab, then run module. So enter any number is showing in the output. Just write down 10, give enter. Now it is showing the value is 10, and after that it is automatically, the control goes to the next line and the content of the next print statement is displayed in the next line. So automatically the control goes to the next line, so you do not have to mention anything. So if you just simply write down print, after printing all the parameters whatever mentioned within the parenthesis, then the control will be automatically goes to the next line, and then it will print end. Now if you write, say after a, if you want comma over here and then write end equal to single quote open close. Now save the file and run the program. Again write down 20. Look what is happening. So when you are using end equal to single quote open close, it will print the content of this line, and then the control remain in this line, and whenever it is printing the next line end, it will print adjacently. Now if you write, say over here, say ACP equal to, say triple dot and give a comma, save it and run it, write 30, give enter. Look, so this separator is nothing, just it will separate the double inverted comma, the content of the double inverted comma and the variable. So this triple dot will be displayed within this message and this variable. So now delete the end one, save it, run it, write down 40. So it will show you the value is 40, and since there is a separator which is given as triple dot, so it will be placed in between the value is and the 40, and since end, I have deleted the end parameter, so the end statement will be printed in the next line. Now again move back to the slide. Now reading numbers. So string values cannot be used for arithmetic or other numeric operations. So whatever the values you are taking through input functions are all treated as string or text. So when you are giving 23 as an input, that means 23 will not be considered as number. 2 will be considered as a separate character and 3 will be considered as a separate character. So 2, 3 is not a number, they will be treated as character only. So when more than one characters are assembled together, they are called string. So whatever the values you are accepting through the input function are string, not number. So you cannot do any arithmetic or numeric operation. So Python offers two functions to convert a string to the corresponding integer or a decimal fraction type. So here int is a function which converts string input to integer, and float is a function which converts string to decimal fraction. Let me show you a demonstration regarding this function. Let me open the previous file, open. So here is my file IO, just select it and open. So this is my previous file, just delete these two lines. Okay, now enter any number. Suppose you want to add 2 with the inputted number, say a, and now you want to print the value of b, just writing b equal to within double quotes, and then just write down b, save and run. So it will ask you for a number, just write down 10 and it will show you an error. Why these types of error is coming? Because 2 is an integer and a is treated as string. So you cannot do a mathematical plus operation with a string. Since 2 is an integer, a is string, because a is taken as through input, so a will be treated as string. So string cannot be added up with an integer. So that's why you will get this kind of error. Look, type error. This is called a type error. Unsupported operand types for class int and str. Str is a short form of string. Now what you have to do, you have to convert this a to integer, otherwise you cannot do this mathematical operation. So what you have to do, so just write down int, within bracket you have to write the whole thing, that is the input statement. Now save it and run. Again I am giving 10 as input. Now look, you will get the correct answer. You can also write the int function over here also. Delete over there, go to the next line, just write down int. So before the mathematical operation you have to convert a to the corresponding integer, then you have to add this with 2 and you will get the correct result. Just again run the program. I am writing now 20 this time, so you will get 22. So either you have to write integer over here or over here. Suppose, let me run the program once again. Suppose you are giving 2.3 as your input. So just press enter. Again you will get value error, invalid literal for int with base 10. That's mean you are asking an integer, you are trying to convert it into integer, but the input is in decimal fraction number. So integer function cannot convert this 2.3 into corresponding integer. So that's why it will give you a value error. So for that, what you have to do, you have to use a float statement, since it contains a decimal fraction over there. So just write down float. Either you have to write the float over here or in front of input statement, and run the program once more. Just write down 2.3 now. So you will get 4.3. You can add an integer with a float variable. That's not a problem. So during mathematical operation, it will be automatically typecasted. That means integer will be added up with a float variable, and that will be typecasted to the float and stored within b, and b will be in a float type, and you will get the correct result for the b. One more thing, let me show you. Suppose you are writing the result b equal to, then outside double inverted comma it's b. So it's fine, it is nothing, but I have written a more word within the double inverted comma and nothing else. So if you write 5.5, you will get a result. Suppose after the result you want to write the rest of the print statement downward or in the next line. So if you try to run this program, it will show you an EOL, end of line while scanning string literal type of error. So what you will do, just give a backslash over here and try to run it. Look, it will run. So just write down 4.5, 8, 9 and then press enter. So you will get this output like this. So whenever you want to break a line in between, so what you have to do, you have to give a backslash over here. It's not required for you. Just try to write it down in the same line. It looks good. Let me show you a complete example of input output. Open a new file. Let's do some simple mathematical calculation. So write a program, WAP in short, to find the simple interest and amount for a principal, rate and time supplied by the user. So this is by writing hash in front of any line. That's mean this whole line will become a comment line. It will not take part in execution. Okay, let's take p equal to integer. Suppose my principal is in integer format. So write down int input, enter principal, then rate may be a decimal fraction, so write down float, input, enter rate, then time t, it can also be a float type, so just write down float, input, enter time, obviously in years. Now write down the formula of simple interest, SI equal to P into R into T. So I am using this arithmetic operator. This is the multiply operator, star means, and this is the division sign, slash, divided by 100. So this is the formula of simple interest. Just give enter and write down AMT, amount, equal to, so this will be principal plus simple interest. Now print simple interest equal to, just write down rupees, then print the SI. Next write down print amount equal to rupees AMT. So this is the complete program. Let me save it. So just write down simple interest, save the program and run the program, press F5. So it will ask you for the principal. Let me give 5,000, say rate is 4.5 and time is say 6.7 years. Just press enter, you will get the corresponding simple interest and the amount. So in my program, when simple interest is calculating, there is a numerator and denominator, so it will give you, it may give you some decimal fraction output, so that will be stored within SI, and SI when again added up with the principal is in the integer format, so again it may give you the result in floating point, and that will be stored within AMT variable. After that you have to print both SI and AMT in two different separate lines. So now, so this is an exercise for you. So can you tell me what will be the output of this code when x equal to 2 written within double quote, y equal to 5 double within double quote, z equal to int x plus int y print z. So it's a very simple an exercise. Just write down the output in the comment box. Thank you. Subscribe to my channel Online Technical Mentor and press the bell icon for latest update. Thank you.